good, y'all? CrossWalk episode 30. Man, it's crazy that we've done this many of them.
For
Um,
real.
I mean, it just kind of floated on by. But
Yeah, like bro, I remember when we first started, and I was like, I wonder if this gonna be something we do on a regular basis, or if it's gonna like be a couple episodes, and then that's the end of it. And the next thing you know, man, like I look forward to it every Monday, dog.
for real, for real. I mean, we be talking about it on Saturday, on Sunday, everything.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So since this is episode 30, we should have been doing this the whole time. But since this is episode 30, give me when you hear the word or hear the number 30, what player of any sport pops into your head?
So I'm gonna take the easy way out. I'm
Okay,
going
I
with Steph.
already know. I know he's going.
I'm going with Steph Curry. I'm taking the easy way out, dog. Steph Curry. And I think the biggest thing for me with Steph Curry, man, he really just changed the game. Like the story of basketball and the story of the NBA has to be told and has to include Steph Curry because he completely changed the game. Same amount of titles as LeBron in the same time period, played in the same era as LeBron. So for me, it's definitely Steph Curry.
Yeah. That's a good pick. That's an easy one. I'm actually gonna go Terrell Davis.
Okay.
Denver Broncos Hall of Famer. They don't win no Super Bowls without him. They don't. They don't. And do I think that if he's a Hall of Famer, I think Fred Taylor should be a Hall of Famer. But despite that, I mean, what a 2,000-yard season. I mean, just amazing player. So yeah, that's the outside of Steph Curry, that's the number or the person that pops into my head.
Bro,
sure.
I remember Terrell Davis back in the day, man, making like the soldier salute, like the thing back in Denver back in the day. And you know, I gotta show him love, you know, a fellow ball brother, man. I gotta show him some love. So big shout out to Terrell Davis, man.
Yeah, he got that creative player that you ain't done nothing to. Yeah, that's the one.
Yep.
I see you, Kelvin and Jackson. I feel you on that as a fellow Jackson. And the Steelers did get it done in a crazy game. That was a really
crazy ending, dude. Crazy ending.
That game was amazing. And what up, Daniel? Appreciate you popping up in here. So before we jump into any NFL, man, well, let's go ahead and get the tough stuff out the way. Let's talk about college football. The quarterfinals. A lot of games that weren't necessarily close. But one particular one that probably hurt a little bit. Or maybe it didn't. Maybe it didn't. Maybe you were like, you know, I expected it. But like what did you think? Well, kind of take me through your whole mindset going into the game, during the game, after the game.
Okay, so going into the game, I was kind of like, hey, if we like the last probably 5-6 weeks of the season, we didn't really know which Alabama team we were going to get. One week they would look like they are for real. The next week, there's no offense. There's nothing going on. A lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties, and just some ugly football. Yeah. Indiana's just been steady all year, consistent. They do a little bit of everything. They beat you in a number of different ways. And I knew it was going to take the A game from Bama. Yeah. And Indiana just came out. And I mean, early on, Bama was definitely breaking tendencies a little bit, doing a lot of cover zero blitzes, throwing a lot of pressure at Indiana. But Indiana's just got a veteran team. It's an older team, a lot of transfers, a lot of seniors, a lot of experience. And you just could see it. They made a few adjustments. And then next thing you know, they just went to business as usual. Got it done, and you know, respect Indiana, and they play a good brand of football just to enjoy, man. Like, I didn't like the result, but just watching it, I was like, man, this is a good brand of football right here.
Yeah, man. I mean, they're a complete team. Like, it's not overly weighted. I mean, obviously they have a star quarterback, but it's not overly on him. It's spread out amongst the team, and I mean, and you've been saying Kirk Cignetti's name since the beginning of the season as a top tier coach. And I mean, he's showing it every step of the way. So now that, you know, obviously they're about to run into the team that I said was going to be there, Oregon. Like, do you think that they just run straight through them too?
I don't think they run through Oregon because, I mean, this is a rematch to that regular season matchup where Indiana went to Eugene and got a 10-point win on the road. So I think that's a massive feather in the cap of Indiana. But as we saw in the SEC championship game, Bama went into Athens, beat Georgia, and then Georgia just splattered Alabama in the SEC championship. So it's tough to beat the same team twice in a season. And these two coaches are familiar with each other. They both are former Alabama assistants. You can see in the interviews, like, there's a lot of respect between the coaches. They know both teams will be very prepared, very ready to go. And I think we're going to get a phenomenal game between these two. I'm really looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts too, man, Dean. Like, I think that Indiana can go all the way. I mean, they're right there. And honestly, do you think that whoever wins this game is the odds-on favorite to win it all?
So I really think it's going to come down to the matchups. So if Indiana wins, I think Indiana will be favored over Miami or Ole Miss. But if Oregon wins, and let's say they get matched up against, I don't know, Miami, I think Miami might be favored over Oregon just with how they've looked in the playoffs. Like, to me, I think Miami's the hottest team right now.
Yeah.
But I think Indiana is just, they have that consistency all year. And I definitely think Indiana, not by a big margin, I think Indiana is probably the odds-on favorite right now.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I definitely think so. On the other side, and it's scrolling by right now, Ole Miss and Georgia. I think that was the best game out of all of them. And Trinidad Chambly, man, like, dude, I mean, hopefully he gets another year of eligibility, but I mean, that dude there, like, he is a gamer for sure. What did you take away from that game?
Man, he's just one of those guys that where, like, when you drawing up plays, the X's and O's, like, he got some things you can't really put on the chalkboard, and he gonna make some plays that's off script that on the flip side, as a defensive coordinator, you can't really game plan for real. So like, this dude been playing out of his mind, and it's very tough to deal with. I mean, if you get pressure on him, you get a free runner at the quarterback. He's not an easy guy to get down to the ground. He's so elusive, buys himself time, and receivers just get themselves open. And then, quiet as it's kept, the running game with Lacey is the real deal too for Ole Miss. Yes. So that's something that I don't think gets enough attention from people. And Ole Miss is definitely an exciting team to watch. And Grimy, don't do that. Don't do that, Grimy.
Grimy, man, I knew you was coming. I knew you was on your way.
Grimy, I'm gonna have to put you in timeout, dog.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely shout out Big Dog Chico for sure.
Definitely shout out to Chico.
But yeah, dude, like I was pleasantly surprised. And I know that going into it, I was talking about that I felt like this is where they were going to miss Lane Kiffin, but it seems to be quite the opposite. I remember I sent you a clip earlier in the week about what the players were saying. They felt like they actually had a real coach now, somebody who's really paying attention to them as a team, not somebody whose ambitions were taking them elsewhere. And to hear the players saying that was, I mean, it really kind of affirmed what I felt about the whole situation. But you made a good point, that Lane did build the program.
Yeah, he definitely built it. And I think going into that bowl game, like, when you have like a rallying cry, something that everybody in the room can get behind and get on board, it definitely can galvanize your team. The real question is going to be, can they sustain that? Can they use that going into the Miami game? Because Miami's got the same type thing. Like, they've been doubted by everybody. They beat A&M on the road. They went and they beat the Dragon, Ohio State, when nobody really picked them to win. So I know they got a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence. That defensive line for Miami has been playing out of their mind. Shout out to Ruben Bain and the other edge and the other edge player they have. And I will say this also too about Miami: the linebackers and the safeties will thump you. And it's beautiful to watch, man. They are so physical, and they set the tone early in the game and let everybody know, like, this the type of game it's gonna be. If you want to come across the middle, you're gonna have to pay the price.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's the defense that I kind of expected them to play earlier in the year, and I'm glad that they're coming around to it at the right time. And like you said, Ruben Bain, you know, at the beginning of the year, his draft stock was super high. It kind of fell off, but now he's able to reassert himself. And hopefully he can slide into number 12 where the Cowboys picking.
He ain't gonna be, hey, if he keep playing like this, he ain't gonna be around. He ain't gonna be around by 12.
I wouldn't expect it. Ooh, Danny, that's a really good question, and we're definitely going to address that in just a few minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna get to it.
That's a great question. Grimy said, I didn't even know that Chambly was out of D2 Ferris State.
Yeah, bro, that's the thing, man. With the NIL and transfer program, bro, you can get found anywhere. You go to a small school and you do a little something, and your tape gets out there, bro. You can get found anywhere.
Yeah, for sure. The last semifinal that we didn't really touch on, but it was a blowout. Oregon and Texas Tech. It didn't get up to the score that I thought it was. I thought it was going to be in the 30s, but it was what I thought. I thought that Oregon was way better than them. I thought that Oregon is, you know, they should be in the Final Four. And they've kind of been under the radar since the beginning of the year. Obviously, they took, you know, some losses, but they're right where I thought that they would be. But anything that you took away from that fight, so you was talking about fights from that game.
Yeah. So for me going in, like, I know going into it, you were expecting to track me. I wasn't really expecting much from Texas Tech, especially the offense. I knew the front seven and the defense could be a bit disruptive and make it kind of a ugly game, but it just never felt in doubt at any point that Texas Tech was going to be able to put any points on the board. It just felt like they could not do anything offensively at all. So I think Oregon played their like B- game and still won comfortably.
Yes, with ease. Do you think, this is the last question before I talk about this transfer portal, do you think that if Notre Dame replaced one of those, either James Madison or Tulane, that this would have been any different?
Well, I will say this: whoever they played would have made for a better game.
Yeah,
that I would say. But you know, the way it's set up is the way it's set up. It's gonna look very different next year with Notre Dame getting left out and all the weight they carry, all the money they have. There will be some changes that are made, and they're probably going to expand the playoff even more to get some more teams in, honestly.
Yeah, I think so. So on the transfer portal, so I was reading this earlier that the transfer portal has 4,000 people in it, 4,000 students, which that averages out to 29 students per team, which is absolutely insane. So do you think that this whole process is broken, or is this just the way that things should be?
It's definitely broken. Now I'm all for, you know, players being able to transfer. I got no issue with that. Got no problem with them making money. But we got to look on the flip side of it and what's going to end up happening. Yeah, these top quarterbacks are going to get their bag. The top players going to get their money, and a lot of kids are going to get money. But on the flip side, it's going to be a lot of kids left holding the bag. Like, what's going on? Like, where's mine? Like, with no home to go to. And it's kind of be like, where do I go? What do I do? And to me, it kind of reminds me of when the NBA allowed like high school to the NBA, and you had these kids that would declare for the draft, would go undrafted. And now it's kind of like, what are you going to do now? You got to go overseas. What are you going to do? And I think what's going to end up happening is the Wild Wild West right now. All this stuff is going on, and they're probably going to reel it back in to where there's going to be some type of like stipulations where if, I don't know, like change the date of the portal. Because I mean, I know, matter of fact, I think I sent this to you like about a week ago, but Oklahoma State and Iowa State, I think they only have like 20 people on their top scholarship players on their entire roster right now. So how are they going to like get a team together if all these guys leave, go in the portal? And it's just, I don't know. It's just crazy right now.
Bro, I already know who's going to Oklahoma State. And
your boy.
It's the majority, right? The QB and the number one receiver from North Texas. Oh, they're gonna get some people. They got the head coach, the quarterback, and the top receiver. I mean, that's what's gonna happen. We just gonna get the lower teams are just gonna get fleeced for their talent. That's just what's gonna happen. But so check out this clip I saw. Hopefully,
there's been a lot of talk lately about James Naji, a 6'11", 24-year-old player from Nigeria who's been through the NBA draft process. He was drafted number 31 in that draft in the second round, but never played in an NBA game, never signed an NBA contract. He's played in some NBA Summer League games, but he's been playing overseas in Spain, and he just enrolled at Baylor as a mid-season transfer. He's never been enrolled in college as a full-time student before. And a lot of coaches have come out saying this is not a good thing. One thing I think the coaches are missing out, they just don't know the rules. This is not unusual in that a mid-season transfer, this has happened a lot before, and the NCAA rules allow it. If James Naji had signed an NBA contract, that would be different. But you can play professional basketball, both in the United States and overseas, and play on a professional team as long as the money you take is essentially your expenses. So this idea that somehow LeBron James can retire from the Lakers and play for Ohio State, that's not within the rule structure. Look, if you don't want a player that has played professionally on a professional team in Europe or on a professional team in the United States like James Naji, then don't recruit him. What a lot of these coaches are saying is we don't want to play against him. And that's not something that I'm good with. I don't agree with that. The NCAA used to have a rule. It was called the year in residence rule. So when you transferred, you had to sit out a year before you were eligible. The reasoning was you had to get used to your new school and take time to get used to your school, which really made no sense that a transfer that already had college experience needed to sit out while freshmen who had no college experience were eligible to play right away. And so they punted on the rule and came up with the transfer portal. The solution to that is simple. Sign players to multi-year contracts and include buyouts in those contracts, and then enforce those contracts. I understand the complaints that coaches have, and I share some of those sentiments, not all, but some. What I find contradictory is coaches will talk about loyalty and going through adversity with regard to the transfer issue. But largely the coaches and the ADs and administrators and presidents remain silent when football coaches, to give an example, will leave their team as it's going to the college football playoff and go to another member institution, taking their staffs with them. Nobody's talking about loyalty there. Again, this is a multi-billion-dollar entertainment industry, and it needs to be run as such. And if we're worried about doomsday, the ratings are going up, not going down. Generally, the fans don't care about these issues. They care about their teams, their games, and the competition.
Yeah, so
shout out to Jay Billis, by the way. Shout out to Jay Billis, by the way. Love me some Jay Billis, dog. He does a phenomenal job.
He does. So with that, do you think that that's a viable thing? Obviously, he was initially talking about basketball, but the transfer portal is universal when it comes to these sports, especially for specific basketball schools too. But do you think that a solution could be multi-year contracts with a buyout?
So it's funny you bring this topic up, bro. This is actually something I know about very well. This is actually something I did personally. So it wasn't the same sport. I went back to school and played a different sport. So it's definitely something I know very well. But what he's saying is 100% the truth and is the case. Like the way you combat it, you sign multi-year deals and you include buyout language in it. And if they go, like, he never signed an NBA contract, so he's able to go back to college. He never enrolled in college full time, so his eligibility clock never started. So and I know all of that because I had to deal with it as well. But it's a bold new world we're living in, seeing these guys play in the D League and then go back to college. Like, it's strange, but I mean, I think it's the best thing for the players. And I mean, at the end of the day, if people are going to watch the product that we put on TV, I don't see why not.
Yeah. I think that's the way that it should be handled. I mean, they got to treat it like a professional league, because that's just the way it's being consumed. That's the way that people are making money off of it. You got to treat it that way. I mean, and these kids now are getting paid like it. Yep. You're getting paid millions of dollars. It's nuts.
And Danny, these aren't Coach Prime's blenders, but I do have some of those though. But these aren't Coach Prime's though.
Yeah, them blenders are nice too. Yeah. Oh, big dog Chico.
Shout out to Chico, by the way. Shout out to Chico in the chat. Yeah, Chico, if you want to jump on, bro, just let us know.
For sure. All right, so let's jump into some NFL. So we got Black Monday is today, and a variety of people got fired. My favorite firing was Kevin Stefanski, but the Cardinals also fired Jonathan Gannon, and Atlanta fired Raheem Morris. Pete Carroll got fired as well. This thing says out in Seattle. It's crazy. Anyway, so out of those firings, who do you think is going to get a job?
I think Raheem Morris is definitely going to get a job, and I also think Stefanski will get a job. But not a head coach. I think he'll go back to being a coordinator. But Raheem Morris, I definitely think he'll get another job. I mean, he's got a bunch of head coaching experience. Didn't even have a really bad year. Kind of, Penix got hurt. They still had Kirk Cousins. And Kirk Cousins just, he's just not that guy worth all that money they gave him that deal for. Pete Carroll with the Raiders, like it just wasn't a fit, and they just weren't able to have any type of success there. Yeah. With the Cardinals as well, it's a similar type thing, man. It's so much influx going on, and with all these organizations, man, they got to get some stability, and they got to figure some things out.
Yeah, man, I agree. I was actually surprised that Raheem Morris got let go, considering the fact that they were on a 4th game winning streak. They kind of turned things around. They kind of used that as a springboard into next season. They'd had to figure out their quarterback situation as far as like, are we still going to go with Penix? Because when we were with Penix, we were losing. So. And then, of course, Kyle Pitts is a free agent, so that's a big situation too. But they were headed the right direction. I also was surprised about the Cardinals letting go of Jonathan Gannon. Now, obviously, their record was terrible, but they lost their starting quarterback very early in the season. They had to scramble to get things together. I think Jacoby Brissett did, a really good job as a backup, but he's a backup for a reason. So, I thought that was maybe a little bit premature, but if I were a free agent coach, I think I would want to go to the Cardinals. I think that would be the place that I would want to go, because they have a very high draft pick, and they could use Kyler Murray as a nice little trade chip. Maybe the Raiders want to use him as a bridge quarterback after they pick Fernando Mendoza number 1, and there, and you can get a couple of draft picks or something like that. But like, I think that's a nice destination to go to. They have a lot of things going for them, with very few things holding them back. Whereas you got, somewhere like Cleveland, bruh, they got all kinds of issues, which we can kind of pivot back to the question that was asked about Shedeur Sanders. Let me see. Let me pull it up here. Yep, there it goes. What do you think about the Browns and Shedeur situation? Stay or go?
I definitely think they should keep Shedeur. They should build around him because I mean the thing about the Browns, they have so many issues elsewhere that even if they bring in another young quarterback, they're gonna be in the same exact spot they're in now.
Yep.
So I think they should bring in some O-line help. First and foremost, that's got to be priority number one. You got to protect your young quarterback, and you got to let Shedeur go out there and take his bumps and learn. Because I mean, if we look at all these young quarterbacks that's having success right now, they all had to deal with adversity early in their career. It's just part of the process. It's normal. You're gonna go through with it, but these guys are gonna get better. They are competitors. You know what I mean? So that's what I personally think about it. But hey, we'll see what happens. Oh, and then on top of it, I don't know if you saw it, but there was a video of Raheem Morris right after he gave the press conference at the game yesterday. Arthur Blank hugged him, and I think I don't know if it was his son or somebody else, maybe the GM, like they all like hugged him, and then they fired him like a couple hours later, bro. Like it's an evil world we live in, dog.
Man,
it's all business.
Man, I need to get a J. Cole clip up in here. It's him saying "cold world" because that's what it is. That's nasty work, man. Man, I'd be mad, but man, I think when it comes to Cleveland, I agree that Shedeur, he should enter next year as a starter. I don't think that they should draft a quarterback. They got the number 6 pick. Any viable quarterback, even if Dante Moore comes out of Oregon with Fernando Mendoza, I think that they're going to be picked very, very, very high, 1, 2, probably. At number 6, you just pick the best available, honestly, because they have a lot of holes. You let David Njoku go because you got Harold Fanning Jr. And you roll with that, man. You got a really good, I mean, obviously, you got the best football player on the earth in Myles Garrett. So you can build more around that with your defense, which is not a bad defense. And then just figure out the pieces for your offense. I mean, they got things to do. Obviously, they got Deshaun. I saw you put that grimy in. That's an albatross. They need to figure out a way to get out of that situation. But trading or getting rid of Shedeur and bringing in somebody else is not going to fix the Deshaun Watson situation.
Nope.
So I say you roll what you got.
And then on top of it, like let's say you roll with Shedeur next year, the quarterbacks coming out next year are going to be way better than the quarterbacks coming out this year because Arch Manning took another step this year. He's going back, so he'll be in the draft next year. Ty Simpson, we don't know if he's going back or if he's coming out this year. Because really, this year for me, I think Mendoza's the only guy that is like the franchise like builder, like you can really build around for real.
I agree. So let me get back to this. Oh, out of all of those openings, those job openings, which one would you take if you were a coach?
I would probably go with the Falcons just because you already got a proven monster at running back that is going to make life so much easier for your quarterback. You got a young quarterback, you got a backup that maybe you can move, you can do something with. Because I mean, me personally with the Cardinals, I mean that franchise has just been so bad for so long, and I think they really only had success for like a brief moment in time. So I would personally go with the Falcons.
Yeah, it's not a bad pick. I mean, they do have some studs on that team, starting with Bijan Robinson, who I think he had over 2,000 yards from scrimmage this year. Like amazing. He's an amazing player. Oh, before I move on, do you think that Bijan Robinson's a better player than Saquon Barkley?
Man, why are you gonna put me on the spot like that, bro? I'm not ready to say that yet, but I will say this though, man. Bijan Robinson has come in the league and like made a name for himself.
Yeah.
The thing with you know, on the flip side, like he's gotta put some more time in and get a bit more years under his belt before I'd be ready to say he's the guy at that position.
Yeah. I think he is. I think he better right now. I mean,
Yeah, but you are a Texas
splitting
guy.
hairs.
You are a Texas guy.
That's
You are a
true.
Texas guy.
That's true. But I think it's splitting hairs. I don't think that even though this is a down year for Saquon, I don't think it's his fault at all. I think this is totally elsewhere. You know, his line was not complete for the vast majority of the year. And obviously they got a new play caller as well. So I don't think that this was his fault. I think that he's every bit as good as he was last year. I just Bijan is better now. I'm a worm. Boy, we getting some stuff in this chat, boy.
Bro, I have no idea. When I saw, I was like, "What is going on?"
Hey, remember last year somebody came out, or last week somebody came out the closet. came out and said they were gay. I was like, man, congratulations. Oh, okay, we got one. Akimoto, an MMA fighter from Japan.
Respect, brother. Keep doing it.
For sure, for sure. Let us know where we can see you fight.
Definitely follow us on social media, man. We'll definitely reach out to you, check out your stuff, see what you're doing.
Yeah, don't be out there getting knocked out now. All right, let's look at these NFL playoffs. All right, so we got the Chargers going to the Patriots, Bills going to the Jags, Texans going to the Steelers, who snuck by and got into the playoffs. The Packers going to the Bears, 49ers to the Eagles, Rams to the Panthers, and of course the Broncos and the Seahawks both have byes. So out of all of these games, which one kind of jumps off the page to you?
I mean, the NFL's oldest rivalry, the Packers-Bears. How could it not be the Packers-Bears, bro? Like the energy in the building is going to be crazy. Like there is no love lost at all between Green Bay or Chicago. You know, we get to see two young quarterbacks on a big stage in the playoffs, must-see TV. I'm really looking forward to that. And I mean, honestly, I'm gonna watch all these games. I ain't gonna cap right now. I'm watching every single one of them.
Got to. Yeah.
Going into the Texans Steelers game, I'll briefly touch on that. Man, the Texans, in my opinion, like them in Denver, I think they got the best two defenses going into the playoffs. Like the way that the Texans defense is kind of put together is very well done. You got two monster edge rushers. You got two elite corners, and they don't have to blitz very much, and they get pressure. And the DBs secondary know the ball's got to come out quick. So that defense really gets after people. I think they are going to get after Aaron Rodgers. DK Metcalf will be back. So that game is going to be phenomenal. Bills Jaguars is kind of like, does Josh Allen, does he finally take that step? There's no Mahomes in the playoffs. So can he get to the Super Bowl this year? Or does Trevor Lawrence take that next step in his development and where he is in the pecking order of quarterbacks in the NFL? Then you go to the Chargers, Patriots, Harbaugh in the playoffs, phenomenal. Drake May, your boy who you was talking about early in the year, and the Pats, like, what's he going to do? Is he going to take that next step? Or can Harbaugh, you know, bring some success to the Chargers? And I'll let you touch on some of the other games.
Before I touch on those, Akimoto, like, that's the dude from Rising, the Hunter. I don't know if you've seen him fight before. Yeah. I mean, if that's him, I don't know if that's him, but if that's him, like he says, he trains with Horiguchi and Pantoja.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yo, if it's really you, dog, we might have to get you on the episode, man. For real.
For
real.
Let us. We got to connect.
Definitely.
But all right, so 49ers, Eagles. I mean, who are the Eagles at this point? Their identity is all over the place. Especially from an offensive standpoint, which is kind of filtered over into the defense. So to me, that's the biggest story heading into that. Obviously, the 49ers, it's always the same. It's always health. Who's healthy, who's playing. And I feel like if the 49ers have just a little bit of health, then they should go in there and get it done. And obviously, I'm biased. I want the Eagles to lose. But I think that they can, man. But I don't like the 49ers either. But I think that they've proven that they've been able to do a lot with less. during this season in all kinds of different ways, losing their quarterback. Christian McCaffrey's he's been healthy, surprisingly, but their receiving core has been all over the place. So just the fact that they've been able to do all those things with the injuries that they've sustained, I feel like they might be able to go in there and get it done. Rams should run right through the Panthers, honestly.
Yeah.
And obviously I've been the big champion of the Panthers, and this is about as far as I thought that they were going to get. So this is it. I mean, it's already a successful season for them. I think that they are a year ahead of where they thought they were going to be as far as winning the division. But I think this is kind of where it stops, where the Jimmies and Joes are just going to be a little bit better on the Rams side. And the Rams need a win because they've kind of fell into the playoffs towards the end of the season. Let's see, which one did you not cover? I think you might have covered all of them.
Yeah, I think I was just yapping about 4 different games. That's my bad right there, bro.
Oh no, you good. You good. You good. And then also obviously y'all know the Broncos and the Seahawks will get a bye. Man, these are kind of the most lackluster bye people
Real
or
talk.
teams that got a bye.
Real talk.
I mean, there's just no dominance.
I think the Seahawks, man, the story of the Seahawks is just a massive turnaround by McDonald, man. Like he came in there and that defense is flying around. They're playing elite defense. But honestly, both teams playing elite defense. And in the playoffs, man, it's all about playing defense, running the football, and defense wins championships.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, dang. I didn't mean to talk bad about your team. I didn't really talk bad about them. I mean, I didn't say nothing bad. Matter of fact, I said they was going to win. So, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, but he's a Cowboys fan, man. Of course he ain't going to like the Niners or the Eagles.
Yeah. I mean, I had to live through, obviously, during the 80s, I was independent of teams, so I just liked players. So I loved Jerry Rice and Joe Montana. They were 2 of my favorite players. John Taylor, Roger Craig, all of those dudes. But
how much did you hate it? How much did you hate it when Deion went to the Niners? When the Cowboys and the Niners had that right? I know you hated it, dog.
I hated it. That Deion is my favorite NFL player of all time. So it was when he went to the Niners, I was like, I can't really root for you right now.
Yep.
But he fixed it, the year after that.
Yeah, then he came over to the Cowboys. It was all good then at that point.
Yeah, him and Charles Haley, come on through, man. Come to a winner. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he did. And the rest is history. So but I mean, when if it's 49ers versus Eagles, I'm gonna pick 49ers every day.
Of course.
There's nothing about the Eagles I'm gonna root for. Let's see. Oh, so with everything set up the way that it is, we got these teams, the Broncos and the Seahawks with these bye weeks. Who do you favor as the Super Bowl matchup? Now that you see how things are going to match up, who's playing who?
Well, the thing about the NFL too is after the games they reseeded, so that determines who plays who. And when it comes to football, it's all about the matchups, how teams match up against one another. But I think Matthew Stafford is going to be tough to deal with in the playoffs. I think he's going to show up.
Yeah.
I don't know if I trust Sam Darnold in the playoffs. I think at some point he's going to have a game or two where he is just not doing much for the Seahawks. So I'm going to lean with the Rams in the NFC. And then the AFC, I think this might be the time Josh Allen, man, can get over the hump and get to the Super Bowl, man. There's no Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, man, waiting on him. So I think this might be the time Josh Allen can get through and get to the Super Bowl.
Dude, it's no Patrick Mahomes. There's no Lamar Jackson. There's no Joe Burrow. The excuses are all gone. So I'm gonna say that the Bills get it done and they get to the Super Bowl. And I also think that they're going to be playing the Rams. I think the Rams fell apart at the right time. I think that now they have.
I think your audio went out. Nah, I'm not hearing you. Did you hit the mute button by accident? Couple technical difficulties on CrossWalk Day. Nah, we still can't hear you. And I know you was flowing. Oh, all right, there you go. You back now. You back now.
Yeah, no, I was talking about good old Josh Allen and all them. But yeah, from the Rams standpoint, I think that they've run into the roadblocks that they needed to run into to get themselves in the right place. So I think it's a really good time for them to kind of turn things around. They got some adversity, and it's going to build them together. And they got us against Panthers. They should run right through them, in theory, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I favor the Panthers, or not the Panthers, but the Rams versus the Bills in the Super Bowl. But it could go any kinds of ways.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good playoff because I mean, there's no like just dominant teams where you think everybody just walking through everybody. Like anybody could get to the Super Bowl this year.
So, okay, Matthew, I was talking about you earlier too, just the other day, and about something that I'm about to talk about. But let me put this foolishness you put up here. Dion with the skins is the best version of Dion.
That was not the best version of Dion.
That was 9-toe. That was 9-toe Dion.
Yeah.
No, man, that ain't the best version.
I think that's a good question though. Best version of Dion.
Honestly, I think it's the 49ers version.
Same. I was thinking the same thing, bro. It was completely shut down when he was at the Niners, bro. Like you had no chance throwing over there on him at all. At all.
Yeah, I think that's peak. And if you needed to put him on, punt return, put him on offense, whatever, he could do it all. And he can still do that at Dallas, but I feel like he was kind of like LeBron, where he was going to pick his spots.
Yep.
A little bit more, but yeah.
Yeah, and then on top of it, man, when he was with the Cowboys, that's when he was having the turf toe issues with the Cowboys. I remember that.
Yep. And by the time he got to Washington, that's when he was 9-toe because that turf toe was done.
Yep.
Oh, he was at Candlestick.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. What's going on, Lane?
What's going on, Lane? Good to see you as always. Happy New Year to you.
Right on time. Two is still more in the skins. Yeah, they're terrible. Danny said he was at Candlestick when they finally beat the Cowboys. Praise God for Dion. I think you're right about Darnold puckering up in the playoffs, but the defense will keep the Seahawks in it. Dude, he's got to get over that, man. He has to. He has to get over that.
Yeah.
All right. So last thing we're going to talk about. So the UFC officially have moved to Paramount. If you guys haven't seen, anybody that watches the UFC, if you haven't seen how things started to transition over to Paramount, it's interesting. I'll say that. And Matthew, you came in right on time because you're a designer like me, but like you saw it. And you've been in there. Like, what was your thoughts about how the whole Paramount app is and all that?
So I'll say this: like, first off, I like how the app looks. The functionality is cool. I think it's very, very similar to how the ESPN app was. And I understand why, like the UFC still has Fight Pass, so they still don't want to give everything to Paramount, so that way they can get a little bit more money as well. But I would say for starting out, I like the app, and going forward, man, like hopefully they can do a little bit better job of working with the UFC than ESPN was and giving us, more of the stuff we want.
Yeah, and that's kind of where it kind of fell apart for me a little bit. In the sense of the Paramount deal was announced, maybe a couple of months ago, which is plenty of time for them to figure out how things should show on the app. They are not building a new app; they just fitting it in on an existing app, and the way that they put things in just didn't like it. And it's from a standpoint of how we as people who consume the UFC look for fights. So I'll give you an example. If we're looking for a fight or looking to do some research on a fighter and seeing like, oh, I don't remember how the last 3 fights went. We go into the app, we're not going to be able to find them 3 fights because they don't even have prelims fights on Paramount at all. No prelims. And so
and just to interject real quick, I'll be real brief. I'm curious to see, because I know with ESPN, like when we would have the fight nights, it wouldn't be on ESPN for like 6 months. So hopefully Paramount don't have that issue as well, because I could not stand that. Hopefully we don't have that same type thing with Paramount.
And that's my thing, is that's my problem, is if you're going to split it up into 2 places, announce that. Like say like this is what we're going to do for these, this is what we're going to do for the other stuff. But like now we got to do this, hunting for, like for instance, they had Joshua Van on there, right? They have a little section for the champions. And you click on Joshua Van's thing and it shows 3 fights.
Yeah.
Now he's had more than 3 fights in the UFC.
Yep.
Where the rest of the fights at? Well, you got to go all the way over to Fight Pass. I hope you got that subscription, because now you can go and find the rest of his fights. So like it's like what are we doing? Like just let us know what we're doing. We're not gonna be mad, just let us know. And that's my problem, is you gotta let us know.
And Lane asked, will ESPN still be showing prelim? That's a good question. I don't know. Do you know?
They should.
I doubt it.
I don't think so.
That's what I would think too.
I'm curious if ESPN is going to show the results.
And have like UFC or MMA articles and news and stuff. I'm very curious to see about that as well.
I mean, I haven't seen them be salty necessarily, but they start taking stuff down real quick. Real quick. So I don't know. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. And maybe that was part of the agreement. Like, hey, on this day, start taking stuff down or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as when the UFC went to Fox. That one was an awful transition at the beginning. But it's a little rocky from my perspective, but they've got 19 days to get right. So yeah, we'll see.
Bro, back to back numbered events too. Like when it gets cranked up, it's gonna be it's gonna be firing on all cylinders now.
It's funny too, because I didn't realize that until I looked today, and I was like, okay. So they dodged the NFL playoffs a little bit, and college football playoff a little bit, and then they're gonna hit us with 2 back-to-backs.
And I'm here for it.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that at all. Cool. So anything you got coming out on the channel? Are you gonna do some live streams for any of these games?
So yeah, I'm probably gonna do a watch along for the game on Friday, not the game on Thursday. So definitely, if you're gonna be watching the college football playoffs, come on over to Crossover MMA with me. I'm gonna be doing a live stream for the game on Friday. I'm just gonna be kicking it, enjoying the game, telling you what I see, what like the ways you deal with different things that like a defense or offense may be doing. But if you want to come through, hang out, kick it, you're more than welcome. And definitely, once the UFC gets cranked up on the 24th, we definitely gonna be having the watch alongs for the main cards, for especially numbered events, probably even some fight nights. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And then I'm actually debating on doing like some members streams here pretty soon, just to give the members some more content.
Yeah. What up, Westy?
Westy, good to see you.
Let's see. Maxwell said Paramount's website seems to operate a little different from the mobile app. I can see the prelims from past numbered events on the app. I can't pull it up on the website though. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, hey, there's gonna be some bumps. There's gonna be some bumps along the way.
They got to get it right now. Get it right.
But I would tell you this though, I've been doing my part though of like putting people on like, hey, you got Paramount Plus? Yeah, you need that to be watching some UFC. Like, hey, I've been out here doing my part, Dana. I'm just letting you know right now. I've been doing my part.
Hey man, I mean, I signed up for the year. I paid the year, so you know, I'm in. I'm in. I was already watching Landman anyway, so yeah, I'm in. But
Good series too. Good
it's a great
series, yo.
series.
Hey,
I'm still
Tulsa
still
King.
gonna
That's
keep
another
going.
one too. Tulsa King's
Tulsa
another
King
one.
was sneaky good, bro. That was a sneaky good one. I thought that one was gonna be good, but yeah, that one was sneaky good. Oh, you know what? Before we get out of here, let me ask you one outside of sports question. And this is interesting. And actually, this came up because of Sterling the other day. How much do you actually talk on the phone?
Not much. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like I will. Me personally, I prefer to FaceTime than talk on the phone.
Interesting.
Yeah, because if I'm gonna talk, like I want to like see you, so like there ain't no confusion, none of that. And shout out to Lane. I heard about Mobland too. I actually heard about that this weekend. I definitely need to check that out. But what about you though?
Nah, bro. I don't talk on the phone at all. Like, so I mean, it's rare. So like it's almost gotta be organized. Like you gotta be like, I'm gonna call you at such and such a time. So because you know, one, I'll be with my kids, or if I'm not with my kids, I'm like, you know, this is my solitude time. You know,
Yeah, I don't want to talk to nobody.
I don't feel like talking. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like talking. It's like it ain't got nothing to do with you. It's just like, hey, look, I don't feel like talking right now. When are you available?
And then if I am on the phone, like we talking about exactly what you need, and then all right, I'll holler at you later.
Yes. No chit chat, no small talk. That's for in person. UFC on Netflix right now.
What? Really, Danny? I did not know that.
That's interesting. Boy, they just spreading themselves thin. Before we jump off of here, go ahead and give Danny the backgrounds. Man, look, I am not a professional athlete. I didn't play in college. Well, I mean, I did athletics in college, but it wasn't football. And so, but I'm a massive just sports fan. I've been involved in sports for forever. So, and from a technical standpoint, from, you know, being in it, you know, helping coach it and all that stuff. So that's kind of where I come at it from. But Crossover has a very different introspective on sports and his way into it.
Yeah, so my background, former professional athlete, played baseball professionally, played Division I football in college, love sports, major MMA fan, but I watch almost all sports. And I mean, like, I'm that guy, like, especially during college football, like I got 5, 6, 7 games going at once, and people are like, how do you do it? I'm like, hey, I've been doing this for a while. Like, it's just what I do. So yeah, man, I'm all about sports, man, for real. I enjoy it just as much as y'all do.
Yeah, his house.
You see that Trey Young about to get traded?
I see you, Tats. Traded to who though?
Yeah, this is my thing about Trey Young. I don't think teams really want him for real, because like people don't really like playing for him. He doesn't play any defense at all. So I'm just like, what are you gonna get back for him?
I mean, it's to me like a team would get him at a different price point. Like if you put him in somewhere like Orlando, who has, you know, they struggle with their point guard play, then I think it would work, but not for that amount, not for, you know, 40 some odd million.
Yeah,
that's not going to work.
Yeah, I think he would have to go somewhere where you got a veteran presence at head coach that can really get him in line and have him playing basketball the right way.
I'm curious where he's going to go. Mark Stein said the Wizards are talking to them about a package revolving around CJ McCollum and other stuff. If that's the case, that's dumb. That's dumb. Don't trade him for CJ. And CJ's been hooping, but for what? CJ don't play on defense neither.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Those braids are real. Yeah.
Oh, wow. They coming for you today, dog.
It's Danny, man. Danny said he was a loose cannon, Danny 007. But not yet. He's real, man. This is year 20, actually. Year 20.
That's wild. That's wild, bro. That is wild. Yeah, we got one extreme to the other over here on the show.
For real. For real. Oh, speaking of basketball, before we jump off of here, next week I'll show everybody the record draft that we did. Me, Cross, and Chico. I haven't updated it since a little bit earlier in the year, and I mean you were running away with it because
yeah, because I got a couple good teams,
yeah. But we'll see how it is now because it's gonna be it's got a lot of injuries going on, so we'll see. We'll see. I'll update that. But other than that, man, we appreciate y'all jumping on here. Make sure y'all go and sub to Making the Walk, to Crossover MMA, and the Big Dog Chico. If you haven't done so already. But yeah, until next time.
Peace.
Thanks for watching Crosswalk. Come back next Monday to chop it up.
So please, whatever.